Oh, but we got a winner here today. You want to start guessing? There's some pro porters out there, guys. They know what they're doing. Well, it's a ported saw. I don't know. Race saw, a work saw. I don't know. But look at those numbers, would you? Holy cow. You know, that's a sure sign tell that there's a bearing out, right? But she's tight as tight can be on the bearings. I wanted to show you this. Oops. Now there's no ring on the piston. Cylinder's just kind of sitting there. But any crank that turns that easy, guarantee you got a seal problem. There's no resistance whatsoever in those seals. That's just the weight of the piston that's turning that back. There's still oil in the cylinder, so you have a little resistance in there, right? He's got a crank seal problem. Gotta love it. Guys spend, oh God, I don't know, lots and lots of money. Pay to have this stuff done. You know, the work's not ugly, but it's not right either. Well, I shouldn't say it's not ugly. It's got some issues. There's a chip on one of them ports. I saw it earlier. I don't remember which one it is. There's a chip out of it. Not much for at all for you know, the base has been cut and scribbled on. Sand kind of scribbled on. Don't know how they cut the base. I might check it for squareness in the lathe. We'll see if I want to piss around with it that much or not. But yeah. Oh, got a little chamfer. Maybe enough, maybe not. Got a high dollar piston in it. Right? I don't know. I don't care, personally, myself. You know, whose piston it is or anything. It's already scored a little bit. You know, yeah, it could be cleaned up and run, but I'm starting over on this one. This is going to get new. Going to get a new piston and cylinder. We're going to do it right. Or right the way I feel anyway. Ring is coated on one side. I don't know if it was originally coated on both sides, but coated on with something on one side. Squish band flat as flat can be. It's an older cylinder. I would assume it's been, squish has been cut. The base has been cut. You know, kind of funny scratchy marks on the base. But the port numbers are crazy. You know, I do everything in duration. So you look at that, 182 degrees of duration. It's open longer than it's closed. And only 146 degrees of duration on the exhaust. So I don't know what that equates to. I'm not going to do the math. 110 on transfers and 27 squish. I can't imagine what they expected out of those numbers. And then we've got muffler here. We still got the baffle in it. Incorrect screen. Why even bother, right? I don't know how well this is matched. Let me try to take a peek. Kinda looks like they tried to match it there, but boy oh boy did they miss the boat here. Look at this mess. And of course, you know, there's nothing left to the gasket because it just falls apart, kind of falling in the holes, right? And then of course this this junk to me, big, heavy, clumsy, reduces the volume of the muffler. For any use, that's the wrong thing to do. And it's got a great big hole in the front of it. And this is just robs you of all the torque the saw could possibly make. At least this one's really strange numbers. I didn't start it, I didn't run it, I didn't try. Compression wise, I didn't check it. It felt pretty weak when I just rolled it over. I just gave the rope a little pull and it was like, that don't feel good. So the ring wasn't stuck. So when that little bit of scoring, that wasn't what was robbing the compression. She's weak somewhere else. So yeah, I don't know. Ugly in my mind. I probably see a couple saws a month. Other porters not happy with their saws, sending them to me. Sometimes I can save a cylinder, sometimes I can't. This one's toast. I'm not gonna fight with it. I don't know what's been done as far as base and squish. I don't know much about this piston. It's just not my thing. And so I've done a few saws for this guy, and he's been very happy with my work. So that's why it's here. So I got a few other things I gotta check out on it and whatever, but yeah, guys, I don't know. Crazy numbers. Some of these ports are kind of lopsided as well, as far as like the lower bottom of the intake port is lower on the right hand side than it is in the rest of it. Not by a lot, but it's there. Transfer ports is what really got me. He's got a lot of lift on the front. I grind mine roof flat on mine, and he's got a lot of lift on the intake side. And, you got to lift on them both, and I wouldn't do that. It's the RPM seeker guys do that, seeking for RPM, and it'll give you a little more RPM, but again, it robs you of your torque. And I like a torquey saw. I like it to pull good and hard, and we take the RPMs that they give us and gear them from there for racing. Torque's king in my mind, and RPM is just for tiny wood. Doesn't matter what size saw it is, 50cc saw or 100cc saw. All that RPM, all it does is does little wood quick. It doesn't do big wood very well. So we're gonna build a decent saw out of this, pretty good all around, I would say, and go from there. See how he likes it. But yeah, just another saw from some pro porter that likes to spend lots of money on trinkety stuff that really doesn't gain you a whole hell of a lot. I don't know what piston cost. Like I said, I don't really care. I don't know much about it. I don't do aftermarket pistons. I don't do bolt-on performance parts. I just don't do that. This has got a little dome to it, and whatever, but it's just not my deal, not my cup of tea. I've been down that road, and I get more out of them by using factory parts and working with them instead of against them, and then sooner or later it's going to need a piston, going to need a ring, going to need something, and it's easy to get. So anyways, gotta watch these seals, guys. It doesn't want to roll around now because the piston's touching things, but and he must have not had any gap on the coil at all, whoever worked on it last. silly things like that just don't make sense. It is a carbureted saw, standard carbureted. So you'll most likely see it on an upcoming video, and we'll see what we get out of it. Till the next one.